Greetings, shining bulls and shining bears, and welcome to this, the 45th episode of the Crypto Astrology podcast. Please note that financial astrology, similar to technical analysis, is not 100%. I, Maya Raghavan, am not an influencer. I am not a financial advisor. Rather, I am a financial astrologer, using the planetary positions as data inputs in my analysis of the probable nature of price movements. I do not make your decisions for you. Your decisions are up to you. Shining Bull content is here to stimulate your own thought process as you make your own decisions relating to your own finances for yourself and by yourself. We are going to take a look at what this week holds for Bitcoin and Ether price. Remember that on ShiningBull.com you can get predictive books on Bitcoin and Ether price for this year and for the next few years. On ShiningBull.com you'll also find my personal astrology and financial astrology services where I answer your questions in a private Telegram chat. Before getting into the day-to-day for Bitcoin and Ether price, regarding this week, here are the most important celestial factors that will be influencing us here on the Earth plane. On Monday, Buddha Mercury will pass Rahu in the nakshatra of Revati. This initiates an important drop that can last all week. On Tuesday morning UTC, Shukracharya starts transiting with Saturn in Aquarius, continuing the downtrend, mainly because to certain powerful buyers, it's beneficial that this drop continues. On Thursday night, Venus will pass Saturn. Although this is generally nice, by the way, I just want to say that some people are saying that Bitcoin's drop is going to create a memcoin drop, but I'm not so sure about this. We're in the eclipse cycle now, and I talked a bit about this on one of the other videos that's coming out this week, but it might not be that way. It might be that liquidity actually also goes into memcoins as the rest of the market is dropping. Anyway, so then on Thursday night, Venus will pass Saturn. Although this is generally nice, I see that it will not start an immediate price reversal that lasts. Instead, a reversal of trend and the initiation of a new price climb is likely to begin on Saturday morning when Venus enters Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra and Moon trines Devguru in the sky. As mentioned in the Bitcoin BTC 2024 predictions book, this is a down week. Please note that the Bitcoin BTC 2024 predictions book is available on ShiningBull.com. This book gives several turning points per month when Bitcoin price will start moving in a given direction and is a valuable addition to any swing traders or day traders toolbox. 2. Bitcoin BTC 2024 predictions gives an added edge to investors, fund managers, and anyone interested in Bitcoin as an asset. If you have these books in advance, it's useful because you would have known, well, anyway, this drop that's happening, you would have seen what I say in the book, and it's useful. And then the new book, ETH BTC 2024 Predictions for the Ratio, is also now available on ShiningBull.com for those of you who trade the ratio. As an added note, if you do trade the ratio, it could be a good idea to take a look at that book right now. Now, let's look more up close at the week ahead. I, the astrologer, live in Newfoundland, but I give the weekly predictions that I make on this podcast as per UTC time. As mentioned, I see that this week is a down week as a whole. Traders, I would like to mention that even on Monday itself, it's possible for Bitcoin to reach 57,588 USDT and for Ether to reach 3288 USDT. If you trade the ETH BTC ratio, then it's a good moment to check out the ETH BTC 2024 predictions for the ratio book on ShiningBull.com. On Sunday, I see that we go up due to Moon's transit in Kendra to Sun and later in trine to Shukra. On Monday, I see an important drop starting in the early morning UTC due to Buddha's Mercury's transit in relation to both Devguru and to Rahu. Tuesday, I see as up due to Moon's transit in relation to Mars and to Sun in the sky until nighttime UTC when the drop starts again once Moon enters the Virgo Pada of Pushya Nakshatra. Wednesday, I see as up until the late evening UTC due to the Navamsha transit of Buddha and of Venus. Then, starting in the late evening, I see a drop initiate. Thursday, I see the drop continue until the afternoon. Then, an upward reversal can initiate, which is convincing, due to Moon joining Venus and Shani Dev in Pisces in the Navamsha. Thursday night is when Venus will pass Shani Dev, so this further in Aquarius, so this further lends to a convincing price reversal upwards. It's also nice for personal life, especially like relationships, friendships, and so on. It is possible, by the way, that news from MicroStrategy comes into play here on Thursday. But Friday through to Saturday morning UTC, I see us down again because of Moon's opposition first to Mars and later to Saturn. Then on Saturday morning, when Venus enters Purva Bhadrapada, I see a strong new climb beginning, which will be sustained. And you can read more about what's coming up next in the Bitcoin BTC 2024 predictions book available on ShiningBull.com. And for more details on all of this, experienced traders can check out the Trading Signal service on ShiningBull.com. Please read the disclaimer in the details section of this video below. So that was the weekly forecast for the week ahead in Bitcoin and Ether price. Next, some news from the past week which will impact the future of crypto and of civilization. This past week, on Monday, March 11th, MicroStrategy announced having completed its sale of $800 million worth of convertible senior notes on Friday, March 8th, when Moon transited with Venus at the very beginning of the sign of Aquarius. This is auspicious. They will pay 0.625% annual interest to the holders of these notes, split up into 2 payments per year. One on March 15th of each year, which is when Sun enters Pisces, and the other on September 15th of each year, which is when Sun enters into Virgo, every year, give or take a day. These notes expire on March 15th of 2030. MicroStrategy's natal Jupiter is at the beginning of Pisces, and Michael Saylor's natal Mars is at the beginning of Virgo. Both of these positions are very much responsible for MicroStrategy's involvement in Bitcoin. Next, on Wednesday, March 13th, when Moon transited with Jupiter in Aries on MicroStrategy's Venus, which is also auspicious, their natal Venus, MicroStrategy announced that they will offer $500 million more in senior notes and pay interest on these notes every March 15th and September 15th until their expiry on March 15th of 2031. MicroStrategy states that they will use the proceeds of these debt sales primarily to buy more Bitcoin. What's happening right now on MicroStrategy's natal chart is that Jupiter is transiting natal Venus. Natal Venus is in a Parivartana Yoga with natal Mars. Venus is in Mars's sign of Aries, and Mars is in Venus's sign of Taurus. This yoga is often found in charts of people or entities which have a big turning point moment where their fortune drastically and significantly improves. At that moment, it's as though the natal planets involved switch positions, so the chart becomes much stronger. The moment that this yoga activated for MicroStrategy was when they first started buying Bitcoin for their reserves. They first announced their decision to start doing so on an earnings call on Sunday, June 28, 2020, when Venus approached natal Mars and Mars was transiting right on natal Jupiter. MicroStrategy's natal Jupiter is in the same place as Bitcoin's natal Jupiter, by the way. And they first made the actual historic first purchase of 21,454 Bitcoins on Tuesday, August 11th, 2020, when Jupiter trined natal Mars. At this moment, MicroStrategy's destiny changed fundamentally, and it was as though their natal Venus and natal Mars changed position, making the whole chart much stronger. And this is how the Parivartana Yoga works. Mid-March of 2030, when the first set of senior notes issued this March by MicroStrategy expires, it will be the end of an era for MicroStrategy. Saturn will have just finished transiting over its natal Venus and over Michael Saylor's natal Jupiter. It will be like a moment of having accomplished what they set out to do. At the same time, this is a moment that the global economy is likely to be suffering. And on March 10th, 2031, just 5 days before the second set of senior notes that MicroStrategy is about to issue expires, Bitcoin enters a whole new Mahadasha of Rahu. Again, due to the likely state of the global economy at this moment, my prediction is that Bitcoin here is creating a new dynamic between different countries that will likely be challenging for many people. It looks good for Bitcoin, but it looks like the global economy is going through changes that can make the general environment feel difficult. And certain countries will be having a more difficult time. But that's way in the future, and that's not right now. And right now we're building the new Bitcoin world that's going to be very much in play at that moment. So that was all for this week, and I will see you next week. Thank you.